Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super cool Liberator Bracelet. And this was designed by me about a day ago, and then someone on Instagram, whose profile I'll bring up in just a second, designed the same thing and then posted it 4 hours prior to when I did, which is unfortunate because I did make it before, but I guess that's life, I guess. So we agreed to co-own the design, I guess. And it is also a variation of the Moon and Stars bracelet designed by Looms, who I will credit in the description box below as well. And yeah, so this is her profile here. It's Tiny Pulseris. I'll make sure to have her name in the description box below. And she was the one who co-designed with me, pretty much. And I'm not sure if she's going to have a tutorial made by someone else, but I just thought I would release this today because a bunch of people on Instagram have been asking me for a tutorial on this, and even a couple of direct messages. So yeah, anyway, what you're going to need today is going to be a hook. I'm using my double-ended hook, but I don't really think you need a double-ended hook. Anyway, you're also going to need a C-clip to secure your bracelet and some bands. Today I'm going to be using two colors, just like I did in this bracelet. You can obviously play around with the colors, but for the blue, this light blue in this bracelet, I'm using Freedom Red, and then for the white, I am using Clear. So to get started, we're going to start with a standard 8-loop setup. So if you don't know what that is, I will go ahead and teach you. But it's pretty much just fishtailing out until you have 8 loops, 4 on each side. So first thing you're going to do is cap a band, and then you will pull another red band through. You're going to lift one of those cap band loops back onto your hook, and then you're going to take your second band through the first 2 loops, lift the farthest one, and reattach. And then taking your second band through the first 2, lifting the farthest one, and reattach. And what I meant by second one was second one for this side. And then you're going to go ahead and flip this around because you should have 5 loops on your hook. We're going to be working on the other side now. What you're going to do is grab this first loop and put the cap band back on, and the other side of the cap band back on. And then do the same thing that we did before, so pulling a band through the first 2 and lifting the farthest one. And you're going to do that 2 times for a total of 8 loops. You should have 4 loops on each side, 8 loops in total. And now what we're going to do once we're at this point is grab a clear band, so hopefully you can see it. I'm pretty sure you can see it. But you're going to pull this clear band through the first 6 loops here. Before you close, you're going to lift the first and the 4th loop, as well as these 2 outer 5th and 6th loops. You want to rearrange those 5th and 6th loops so they are on the outside, and then you're going to leave these 2 in the middle. Now what you're going to want to do is take a Freedom Red band here, and what I like to do, you can do it a couple different ways, but my favorite way is to just pull it through the first 4 loops. You're going to lift the second and the 3rd loop here, so this clear and this red. And you're actually going to pull this clear up and over the red over the end of the hook, like so. And then you're going to pick up that very outside 4th loop and put the other end of that back on. So now you still have a total of 4 loops on one side. You're going to go ahead and turn this around. Usually I like to just turn it around like this, but then sometimes your bands get lost. So anyway, now what you're going to do is do the same thing. So take another Freedom Red band here. Going to put this on your hook, pull it through the first 4 loops. You're going to lift the second and the 3rd loop here. And then you're going to flip this clear band over the end of the hook and lift the farthest loop back on. So now you should have a total of 8 loops here, and this is what it should look like. It's going to look a little bit looser in the start, but as you progress with the bracelet it will get tighter. Just so you know, don't worry if you think it's really loose, because this is actually a really thick, like not thick, but really sturdy bracelet. So anyway, taking your next clear band, because now once we have 8 loops, you're going to take our next clear band. You're going to pull it through the first 6, again lifting the first band, the 4th band, and then the 5th and 6th bands. You're going to rearrange those first 2. And it is going to be pretty far stretched, so just be aware of that. It's not going to be like stressing out your bands or anything, but if it looks weird, it is getting stretched all the way down, so just not to be worried about that. And then you're going to take, just like we did before, your red band. You're going to pull it through the first 4 loops, lifting the 2nd and 3rd loops, flipping this clear band over the end of the hook, and then reattaching that 4th band on the outside, and then reattaching that one that you were holding. And we're going to go ahead and turn this around. I know this is a little bit off camera, but I'm sure you know how to turn bands around on your hook, or at least push it to the other end if you have another crochet hook, or yeah, just whatever you have to do. And another way that I've found to do this, if you want to, you can take this clear band here and you can pull it over top of that second red loop here. So pull this red loop in, make sure the clear loop is on top, and then you can simply loop your red band on. So if you choose to do it like this, where the clear band is the second loop and the red band is the third loop, you're going to pull all 4 loops on. Or, sorry, I totally messed that up. The red band is the second loop. So, and you can pick up this red band and pick up the outside band, which I find a bit harder to do because you have to keep the bands in order, and it just kind of, I don't know, it gets hard to display, so I just like to show it this way. And once you are at, again, these 8 loops, you're going to take your clear band through the first 6, lifting the first, the first, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. And make sure that you do rearrange those outer 2, and then leave these 2 in the center. Now you're only going to want 1 band for each side. So if the way that I did it previously was confusing, the way I like to teach it is fairly easy. You'll pick up the second and third loop, you just flip the clear over the end, and then reattach the outside one. But it all depends on your preference, so whichever way you'd like to do it. And yeah, so pretty much do it whichever way is easiest for you, and we'll go from there. And now I just kind of lost some of my bands, but I fixed it. Alright, so turning that back around on your hook, you're going to pull your red band through the first 4, lifting the second, lifting the third, and make sure you leave that first band off here until you flip the clear over. You gotta flip the clear over first, and then reattach both of those loops. So I'll show you one last time, and also the clear loops will look a little bit spread out or farther apart when it's the one that you've first done, but then as you go along it'll get more curved, just kind of like this. So anyway, taking your clear through the first 6 loops, lifting the first, lifting the fourth, lifting the fifth, lifting the sixth, and then rearrange those 2. Make sure that these bands stay in order in the center. Now taking your Freedom red band, take your only band for this side pretty much, through the first 4 loops, lifting the second and third loop, lifting that clear over the end of the hook. Make sure that you do catch that red, it doesn't flip over as well. And then you're going to reattach to the fourth and then the band that you were holding. It also helps if you are using dual layer bands to just kind of untwist them now. But yeah. And we're going to want to twist this around on the hook. I couldn't see my bands there, so apologize for going off camera. And once you have turned it around, you're going to take your next band through the first 4, lifting the second and the third. Flip this second clear band over the third red band and reattach the outside red, the fourth band. And continue this process until it is long enough to fit your wrist. It is a fairly time-consuming bracelet, but I have already made one of these, and I've actually made one in this color combination. I just didn't bring it over here because that's pretty much the colors I was using for this tutorial. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to finish it off, so go ahead and pause the video here, and I will come back and show you how to finish this. So finishing this bracelet is really easy. And I know I don't have a full length, but pretend that this is a full length bracelet. You're going to just take one red band once you have these 8 loops here, and you're going to pull it through all 8 loops, reattach, and close. So you'll put your C-clip here, and as you close you'll see that this clear band does curve up. Before it was laying like way flat out, but now it is curved up. This is the best way I've devised to end the bracelet. It's fairly simple, it's fairly secure, so yeah, you'll attach your C-clip here and attach it at the other end. But for now, that's all I'm gonna have for this video, so thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will also put my Instagram name in the description box below, as well as Looms and Tiny Pulsera's name, just so you can check us all out on Instagram. I personally post all original designs that I think are original on Instagram before I post them here on YouTube, just to make sure that they are original. So if you want a sneak peek or a preview of what I'm going to be posting here, go ahead and check out my Instagram. Like I said, I'll have it in the description box below. But that is all I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you guys next time.